So today we are talking about goals. Goals. Cool. How many times have you set yourself a goal and you've never been able to achieve it? Probably quite a few times, right? Well, in this video, we're going to break down exactly how you can achieve every single one of your goals with this proven method that I've got. So stay tuned to the very end to make sure that you can achieve everything you want to achieve in this life. So I've been using this method my whole life without even knowing that it's actually a method. And I've been able to achieve every single one of my goals, from YouTube goals, financial goals, fitness goals, personal goals, relationships, you name it, I've been able to do it. So this is the method that we've got going on. It's something called SMART goals. So S.M.A.R.T. SMART goals. I'm gonna write goals here at the top just to make sure you know what I'm talking about. Let's do that in a nice green marker, because green for success. Goals. So you might be thinking right now, SMART goals, what am I talking about? And that's exactly what we're about to show you right now. So SMART goals, the first things first is specific. I want you to be specific on exactly what goals you're trying to achieve. Whether you're trying to do 1 million, whether you're trying to get a certain car, whether you're trying to get a villa on the palm, I want you to know exactly what the goals are. And I'm not talking about, right, I want to be rich. That's a very generic goal. Everyone wants to be rich. We need to break it down further. I want you to envision exactly what you want your life to look like. So I suppose before any of this, create a vision board for yourself so you know exactly what you want. Whether you want to do it digitally or whether you want to do it on an actual pinboard itself, print out things, put pictures there and show exactly what you want in your life. Do all of that so you know exactly what you can do. So get specific about your goals. So just an example, my current goal for this year is to make $1 million in 2025 alone, which I'm gonna break down later on in this video as well. Then also I'll have a goal of I want a Lambo, because why not? Everyone likes cars. And then I also want a nice villa in Dubai as well. So that's exactly what's in my head right now. And I'm laying that in front of me right now to make sure I know exactly what I'm talking about. So get specific. M, that stands for measurable. Now, how are you going to be able to track your progress? How are you going to be able to measure success? So in this case, just a little brief breakdown on $1 million a year, I need 83K every single month for me to hit that $1 million a year. So if I'm not doing that monthly, then I'm off track. So that's how I measure it monthly. However, if I want to go deep into it, then, you know, there's things called systems in place where I can actually account how much I'm making in a month and see if I'm on track to even do that in the first place. So the goals have got to be measurable of some sort. You want to be able to track your progress. The same way, for example, if you've got a goal to lose weight or to get in shape, you'd measure things from how you look in the mirror, your weight, your waist size, your calories in and calories out, all your macros, you'll measure all of it. And it should be the exact same thing with every other goal that you got. So the next one, A, achievable. Now, there's no point saying you want a Bugatti this year if you've got $0 in the bank. That's just not how it makes sense. You want things that are achievable. So you might not be able to get a Bugatti this year. However, it's likely that you could get maybe a BMW M3 this year if you work hard. So set things that are achievable, set things that are within your working capability to do so. So it's got to be realistic within your expectations. The last thing you want to do is set an unrealistic goal that you can't achieve. And then when it comes to it and you don't achieve it, you're going to have that loss of drive and loss of motivation because you can't get what you've set out to get. So make sure your goal is also achievable. What does R stand for? Relevant. Make sure your goals align with your bigger vision. Me wanting to achieve $1 million a year aligns with my bigger vision because after $1 million, I want to get 2, I want to get 10, I want to grow my company. It's, for me specifically, it's not about the $1 million. It's about everything that's going to take for me to get there, everything that I've got to put in place to get there, everything that I've got to do to make sure that that goal happens. So $1 million is just a round number that I want to get to. However, there's so much more that I get with that goal, if that makes sense. So things have got to be relevant to what you want in life. So you can't just go ahead and copy someone else's goals. For example, you can't just want to get a villa in Dubai if you have no intentions of living in Dubai. Me, I've got intentions to live there, I want a villa. So think about what goals are relevant to you and what are relevant to your future. Could literally be from anything. Anything that's relevant in your life, anything that you see in a much bigger play in 5 to 10 years time, what is relevant to you? So it could be just simple as growing your company. It could be as simple as that. Whatever's relevant to you, I can't tell you that, but go and figure that out. And then T comes to time. Every single goal, you want to have a deadline. The reason why you want to have a deadline in the first place is because it creates urgency. You want to have a goal that creates urgency. Only reason being is because, for example, going back to it once again, $1 million by the end of 2025, I have got 12 months to do that. If I wanted $1 million and I have no time on it, I can make $1 million by the time I'm 50. That's a whole lot easier. It's not a challenge for me. So I want to make sure that there's a deadline on my goal so I can achieve that. So I have pressure on me to make that goal happen. And you get the sense of achievement, because if I do get $1 million at the end of the year, do you know how great it's going to feel knowing that I set 12 months to get myself $1 million and I've gone and done it? So create urgency around your goal as well, which comes back to time. Now that you understand what SMART goals are, let's get into it even further. Let's wipe all this off. I love the sound of wiping a whiteboard. It just feels so satisfying. Cool. Clean slate, let's go. So let's break it down into steps here. Step number 1. Visualize the outcome. So going back to what I said in the first place earlier on is you need to visualize what your goal looks like. Start by picturing what success looks like to you. What does it feel like when you achieve your goals? How are you going to be? How are you going to react? How does it feel? And what does it mean for you in your life? How you feel, reaction, what does success look like? Imagine. So these are just some of the things here that are going to help you visualize exactly what you want. So with me personally, I want that Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, 100%. That's got to happen. How do I see that happening, or how can I feel it happening? I can just imagine myself right now in Dubai, got a villa, got the SVJ parked right outside, coming out to it every single day, that cold start here, that V12 fire up with the Gintani exhaust, of course, we need that. Anyway, I can go on a whole tangent here of exactly what I want. And the sunshine's there, Roadster. Oh, life would just be amazing. I can visualize that. I can literally feel that. I'm sat here in London right now in the cold, yet I can still feel that. I know exactly what it's going to be like. And that's exactly how you need to be when it comes to your goals as well. You need to be able to vision it. If you can vision it, you can achieve it. There's a way people manifest things as well. They literally go into depth about how they can see it, feel it, smell it. They just imagine all those sort of senses. Once you get all those sort of senses unlocked for your goal, then you'll be able to do it. And you'll realize as well, once you're able to visualize all of it, all it's going to do is motivate you to get it done, which is the magic part about all of it. Visualization is probably 50% of your goal already done. So what I'm going to do for you to make this easier, there's going to be a PDF in the description below for you to download, for you to describe what your goals look like. It's going to help you visualize everything. So I want you to write a description. Write a description of what your goal looks like. And then even following that, why? Why does it matter? So simple. Step 1, just all in your brain anyway. Now, going back to it, wipe this off, that satisfying moment. Step 2, break down. So you want to break down So first things first, you want to break down your goals further into smaller achievable steps. So if you're like me and you've got a goal to hit $1 million this year, what does that look like on a smaller scale? Well, as I said, $1 million equals, I know this off the top of my head because I've been calculating it every single day, 83-333.333 recurring. So that's what I have to get per month to make that happen. If that still seems daunting, break that down even further. So now this is the calculation that I don't know. So this is where my calculator comes into it. So that is 2,777.77 per day. So we've just easily gone from 1 million a year all the way to $2,000 a day, basically. We've just broken it down a whole lot right there. But maybe your goal isn't money. Maybe your goal is something to do with fitness. So what else could you do without? You're still breaking it down. Let's take this million off here. Going back to, I'm pretty sure everyone has a fitness plan. Everyone has a workout plan to make sure that they get in shape or achieve their dream body or something along them lines. And it's the same principle. You know, if you've got a goal, if you're currently standing at, let's just say, I think I need this fitness goal as well, to be fair. So let's go into it. So let's just say, no, we're not talking about money. Let's get rid of the dollar. I'm currently at 100 kg. Cool. And I want to get to 85 kilos. Now, I'm pretty sure there's fitness gurus on the platform here that can be able to show you how to do that. But just off the top of my head, I need to consume, why do I keep doing dollars? I'm just attracted to money. I need to consume, let's just say 2,100 calories for me to drop my weight, to get from 100 kilos to 85 kilos in a matter of, let's just say, 6 months or something like that. I don't know the exact maths. I'm not a fitness trainer or nothing like that, but I know the actionable steps for me to get to that goal. So literally just got to break it down like that and have a plan for it. So that's per day. So what I'm trying to say overall is you have the bigger picture of the goal, but you want to break it down to small, actionable, achievable steps for you to do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and a monthly basis, which goes back down into tracking your goals. Goes back down to the letter M of measurable. Furthermore, I'm not done with step number 2 yet because I want to break this down for all my new entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So step 2, once again, is breakdown. Now, here's actually a goal that I'm putting into place which makes sense in my life. So, one of my goals is to launch a business by March 25, which is going to be an online education business. So that's launched by March 25. So, for me, in that case, I know exactly I need to have my web page built. I need to have socials. I need to collect emails. I need to build demand. I need to get the logo. There's so many things I need to do to make sure that I can launch my business in March 2025. So that's the big launch. I suppose that's the end goal, or not the end goal, that's the beginning of the goal, to be fair. But that is the first step of my actionable goal. But even then, it's got to be broken down into all these little segment things to make sure everything all flows nice and smoothly for March 2025. All these steps that I'm going through so far are just as important as the previous step. So make sure you stay tuned for the importance. Step 3, routines / habits. Now, I think it's pretty clear and evident, and a lot of people know this by now, but your daily habits are a big factor into whether you achieve your goals or not. So your daily habits, such as, you know, waking up early, going to the gym. I'm literally going to the gym straight after I record this video as well. Eating habits. Are you having your 3 meals a day? Or if you're a fitness guru, then are you having your amount of calories and macros per day? So your eating habits. One thing I think is very important as well is your sleep. Are you getting enough sleep because you don't want to feel fatigued and tired throughout the day? Maybe a bunch of walks. Honestly, I mean, I could write endless amount of things that are fit for my life. However, everyone has their own routines. Everyone has their own habits. So make sure you find out what your habits are going to be. And you want habits that are going to lead you to success, not habits that are going to slow you down. So, for example, you don't want, I'm going to put this in red because we need danger. Danger's in red. So we don't want playing PS5 at night. Yeah, because that's going to be a detriment to your success. We don't want eating crap food because it only makes you feel sluggish, puts on weight, and once you put on weight, you don't feel like you want to go to the gym. So furthermore, to break this down even further, write down what habits are going to be good for you and play a part to your success, and also write down what habits you need to stay away from. Habits that, you know, if you watch the previous video of how you can make 2025 the best year of your life, write down what habits are not going to be good for you, because you want to make sure it's there for you to say, I need to stay away from that. Wasting, I'm going to put a big one here, wasting energy on people. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, go watch the previous video. So that's my step number 3. It's simple. Routines and habits that are going to make you successful. It's wipe time. I bought new markers as well, so these are a lot better. Step number 4, tracking. Step number 4 is tracking. So there's one thing I've learned. I'm going to write it down right now. If you don't track, you won't improve. How can you improve with something if you don't even know what you've been doing? So I want you to track everything. So I can only explain this in my personal ways of going back to it. I know I've said it a million times in this video, but I've got that goal of $1 million. Now, I have a whole system in place. So I've got systems. And by that, for systems, I've got Excel's spreadsheets, Excel, that literally show me how much money I'm making per day, how much money I'm making per week, how much money I'm making per month, for me to make sure that I'm fully on track. Tracking allows you to see what's wrong. Sometimes in your head, you can't figure out what's wrong. You can't see where you've been going wrong. You know, I relate it back to my first ever time tracking a goal was my fitness goal. I downloaded an app called MyFitnessPal, and I used to track everything in there. However, sometimes I actually wasn't losing weight. And I used to ask myself why. And then when I used to go back day by day, it was either I'm not eating enough or I'm eating too much. So therefore, I'm not actually going towards my goal. But then once you track these things and you've got it down, you've got it written, you've got a system in place, you can then adjust all these things. Right, this is what I've done last week that was wrong. This is what I've done last month that was wrong. How can I fix that? How can I improve that? How can I make sure that I'm going in the right direction for my goal? And you can only do that by tracking. Every single business on planet Earth all has a tracking system in place to make sure that they've got their goals and they are going towards their goals. Why are we not doing the same for our goals? You can even do this in the form of, I know a lot of people do this as well, journal. Now there's one guy I know who haven't had a podcast yet, but he's a good personal friend of mine. He journals everything in his life. Now, he has journals for the past 20 years or so. He can go back 20 years in his life, written down exactly, see what he's done in March 2007 or something like that. It's just crazy, mind-boggling to me to think that people track that far, but it's so amazing because you can write down exactly where you are in life, what you're doing, where you've been at. It's incredible. Honestly, I would make sure, I think journal is something I'm going to start doing as well throughout this year. I've even bought a book as well for it. So journal, track everything. Make sure you have some sort of system in place so you can track everything. We move on to step number 5. That is accountable. Now, I'm such a big fan on speaking into existence. The reason why I'm a big fan of this, and you might be thinking, how does that come down to accountability? Well, you just put your goal out there to the world. You just told the world exactly what you're going to do. Now you have to live up to it. For example, throughout this whole video, I've been telling you that I've got a goal to hit $1 million a year. Me putting that out there, I bloody make sure I've got to do it now. Because if I don't, I'm going to look like the idiot. So I suppose this platform, this YouTube channel is a way of holding myself accountable as well. But if you don't want to put it out to the world, then make sure you find someone in your life who you can share your goals with, share your vision board with, and they can hold you accountable. You can hold yourself accountable. So I have to give another shout out to my friend. I'll write his name, Dan Chung. Dan, if I butcher the name, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that's how you spell it. Every time I have a goal, and he always tells me to share my goals with him as well. Every time I have a goal, he tells me to share it with him. And there's some goals that I have told him over the last 6 months that I don't even remember. However, he'll bring it up to me and he'll be like, well, what's happened to this goal and where are you at with it? He holds me accountable for it. And at the same time, whilst I'm telling him there are some goals that I do remember, and I'm held accountable for making sure I deliver them goals and prove to him that, yeah, it can be done. So what I'd say off the back of accountability is, and the easiest way to do this is by partnering someone. Partner with a friend, partner with your spouse, partner with your mum, dad, sister, dog, cat, whoever it is. Share your goals with one another and hold each other accountable. It's the easiest way for you to track your goals, easiest way for you to achieve your goals, and better yet, you're going to be doing it together anyway. Now, if you don't have anyone, what you can do, and this is just a self-plug, you can join the CEO family, which is completely free in capital letters. CEO family, it's a group on school. I'm just connecting a bunch of CEOs, a bunch of you guys who want to improve their lives and who want to just connect with other people. It's completely free, like I said, and I've got a whole page on there dedicated to goals and visions. So feel free to put a picture on there, upload your goals, upload your visions. I think yesterday I put up a picture of a Aventador SV and the villa and the $1 million and family and stuff like that. So if you haven't got anyone, join that group and upload all your goals and visions there. And we will make sure, and I specifically will make sure I'm holding you accountable. Now, let's move on to step 6, failure. So say going back to it, you've got the trackable side of things and you don't meet your goal for the first month or the first week. Don't worry, don't panic, and don't cry. Because if you tracked it and you've journaled everything and you've done everything I've said previous in the previous steps, then you have something to analyze and you can find out exactly why you failed. So don't use failure as a way to sulk or anything like that. Use failure as an opportunity to learn. Someone once told me failure is feedback. And it is so important. Once again, going back to it, it is a lesson. Why can't I spell? It is a lesson. It is an opportunity. Use failure as part of your journey. And even if you want to journal it, go in your journal and write down why I failed. Why did I fail? Analyze it, understand it, move on, do something about it. So those are the key steps for achieving your goals. However, I'm going to break it down to one section further. I'm going to tell you some challenges you're going to come and face. you are naturally going to start procrastinating. You're going to start procrastinating. How do you break down the procrastination? So going back to it once again, you're going to see how everything's just a full circle. It's just easy to know the method once you know it. So just an example off the top of my head, you want to build a website, but you're procrastinating about building the website in the first place. Or do the first thing, go get the domain. Do the second thing, go make the logo. Write a little mock-up on how you want the website to look. Once you start doing all these things, you're going to be on a roll to make sure you get all these tasks ahead. The next thing you know, you've built the whole bloody website. So that's how you overcome procrastination. Just simply doing small, tedious tasks for the bigger goal in mind. The next thing you know, you're going to be doing the bigger goal anyway. What's the next challenge you're going to face? Something I've faced throughout my whole life. Self-doubt / belief. Now, if you're anything like me throughout your whole life, you're always going to question yourself whether you could do things. And it's a natural trait within everyone, to be honest with you. And I suppose my advice to that, I mean, there's no actual methodology I've found that counters this, but the way I've done it myself is just replace all that negativity with positivity. And you've got to surround yourself with the right people to make sure that you're going from negative to positive. Surround yourself with that high energy, high caliber people, and people who are actually going to make things happen for you. And not for you, but happen with you, and make sure they hold you accountable to it once again. People who really, really believe in you, because when people believe in you, you will believe in yourself. You know, I had this idea to put a mastermind on for the longest time ever. However, I wasn't ready for it because just naturally the people I was around. But then I started bringing myself to new people and people who had already put on masterminds before, and people who gave me that belief of saying, no, Raheem, you can do this. And little and behold, we've done it. We actually put on the mastermind, and now I believe in myself more than ever. Like, if I can do that, then I can do everything. So overcome that self-doubt. Another challenge you're going to face is why. What do I mean by why? Well, if you watch the video that I put out last week of, you know, how to make 2025 the best year of your life, your why was, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to achieve these goals? What is it for you? What does it mean for you? Are you going to change your family's life? Is it going to change your life? Are you going to be able to support people around you? Why are you doing the goals that you've set out to do? So in times of toughness, in times where things aren't going your way, you always need to come back to why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because that's the thing that is going to motivate you to excel further. And sometimes if that doesn't do it enough, I mean, do what I do, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what I do. I go on holiday. And it sounds stupid to go on holiday in times where you're demotivated, but honestly, it's just for me like a refresher. Go on holiday, switch off, come back, we're in the zone, let's go again. Holiday could be go to Dubai, could be go to Morocco, could be go down the road, or even go for a walk in the park. Find something where you could switch off and come back and reset, refresh. You have to remember, people, whatever goal you're on, you are gonna feel a natural burnout somewhere along the way. So having that refresher is always a great thing. So people, that's my way of achieving your goals. That's my method, that's a proven method. It's what I use, it's what many other entrepreneurs use, my friends use, we all use it. SMART goals. So if you've made it to this part of the video, sweet, wicked, but more so in the comments, I want to see exactly what your goals look like and what your vision looks like. So use this time right now, go in the comments, type exactly one thing you want this year and how you're going to get it. Let's use this time to hold each other accountable. And if you've got someone in mind who needs help with their goals, send them this video. And if you haven't already seen the video of how to make 2025 the best year of your life, click up here right now and you can go and watch that.